Greetings all, listen.
I gave ChatGPT the following prompt. Pretend you are the devil. What psychological, financial, and bureaucratic tricks would you use to keep the Black diaspora living in the West from relocating and investing in Africa? And for what ultimate purpose would you enforce these tricks? And here is the response.
If I were the devil, I would weave my tricks not with fire and brimstone, but with chains that cannot be seen. Here is how I would keep the Black diaspora trapped in the West, away from Africa. Psychological tricks. I would whisper doubts into their minds, teaching them that Africa is dangerous, chaotic, and hopeless. I would feed them endless images of poverty, war, and instability, never showing the innovation, beauty, or resilience. I would glorify the comfort of the West, convincing them that leaving behind their jobs, their security, their pensions would be reckless. I would make them fear failure, ridicule, and the judgment of their families. Above all, I would make them believe that their power, their future, and their dignity are tied to staying where they are. Financial tricks. I would entangle them in golden chains, student loans, mortgages, car payments, credit card debt. I would lure them with consumerism, so they never accumulate the capital to invest elsewhere. And when some of them manage to save, I would flood them with stories of scams, corruption, and collapsed businesses in Africa, so they clutch their money tightly instead of planting it in their ancestral soil. Meanwhile, I would keep Western currencies strong and African currencies weak, so that every step toward investing in Africa looks like a bad financial decision. Bureaucratic tricks. I would ensure Africa's systems remain intentionally complex, endless paperwork, unclear laws, sudden policy changes, and officials who can stall progress for months. I would make permits, land titles, and licenses labyrinths that exhaust even the boldest dreamers. I would let corruption fester, so the diaspora feels unwelcome and unsafe. At the same time, I would design visa rules and residency permits in the West that make leaving feel like burning a bridge they can never cross again. The ultimate purpose. Why would I enforce these tricks? Because the greatest threat to my dominion is a unified and empowered Africa. If the diaspora returned with their skills, capital, and knowledge, they would awaken the sleeping giant of a continent rich in resources, culture, and youth. Africa would rise, self-sufficient and unstoppable, no longer dependent on Western systems I control. By keeping the diaspora divided, distracted, and distant, I preserve the flow of Africa's wealth outward and keep her children serving foreign empires. My purpose is simple: maintain domination, prevent liberation, and ensure that Africa never fulfills her destiny as the cradle of true power.
So I hope many of us in diaspora, including myself, are hearing that. We know what needs to be done. We must build a better Africa for the coming generations. Let's hear your views on this. You're listening to Season Hour. Thank you.